How's it going, guys? Today we are taking a look at the brand new Apex Forged EC-7R wheels. I can't say that they reinvented the wheel, but they certainly improved on a lot of different aspects, which should surely grab your attention if you're in the market for a nice set of aftermarket wheels. We're gonna go through the different fitments they offer for the FRS, BRZ, and 8.6 platform first. We've got a 17x9 in either a +35 or +42 offset. We've also got a 17x9.5 in a +40 offset. You can also make the jump to an 18x9 in a +35 offset. And then last but not least, they've got the 18x9.5 in a +40 offset. So a wide variety of different fitments to choose from. You've also got a nice chunk of finishes as well. For the 9-inch wide wheels, you can choose from an anthracite, satin black, satin bronze, or a satin gold. And then for the 9.5-inch wheels, you have all those to choose from, along with a polished finish and a brushed clear finish. Now we can jump into the different features, starting off with, well, how the wheels start. A lot of companies use third-party wheel blanks that aren't actually intended for motorsport use. So instead of doing that, Apex has actually invested in their very own proprietary blank profiles, which means they have full control over the final product. So they can customize things like the sizes and spoke design for that critical brake clearance. Now, to make the strongest wheels possible, they actually took a 10,000-ton forge and applied as much pressure as they could to make these wheels. So let's talk a little bit about forged wheels. Just because a wheel is forged doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be stronger than a cast or flow formed wheel. Forging is basically just the manufacturing process and can't always be taken as a measure of strength. Unfortunately, in this industry, that F word, forged, has become synonymous with the word strength, which is a common misconception. Some manufacturers are so worried about creating the lightest weight wheels that even though their wheels are forged, they remove an excessive amount of material to achieve that lightweight goal. In return, they're sacrificing the overall strength of the wheel. So instead, Apex's goal is to find that optimal balance for the performance aspect instead of just the flashy numbers. So how do you figure out how strong a wheel is? Well, if we flip the wheel around here, most aftermarket wheels will have a load rating on the hub mating surface. For these particular wheels in this particular size, these have a load rating of 1,600 pounds. Now, taking a look at the inner lip of the wheel here, this is the most vulnerable part of the wheel, and it makes sense because there's no spokes that are supporting it. So Apex has actually reinforced the area with more material to give you an extra layer of protection against those track berms or potholes or whatever else you might run into on the road. These wheels actually exceed the JWL load rating requirements by almost 20%, and they are VIA certified with the registration numbers to prove it. They've done extensive finite element analysis to reinforce the high stress areas and remove the excess material from the areas where it doesn't improve the strength, so you end up with an ideal balance of both weight and strength. If we take a closer look, one of the ways they achieve this is with their IBeam spokes. It's one of the most significant upgrades they've made over the EC7. So basically what happens is any excess material that doesn't improve the strength of the spokes has been carved out using a precision CNC ball cutter. It's expensive to do, which is why you don't see a lot of manufacturers doing it, but it is very much essential if you're making a truly performance-oriented wheel. For those of you who are familiar with the EC7, you guys know that it had phenomenal big brake clearance, and they've improved even on that. The EC-7R has the most brake clearance of any wheel that they've made. So if you guys are running a big brake kit, it's one less thing you have to worry about. Something that's often overlooked is the knurled beading on a wheel. When you're repeatedly braking hard lap after lap, sometimes the tire can actually slip on the wheel, causing it to go out of balance, which is why you see knurled beading on a lot of different wheels. But it is less effective if you paint or coat over it, which is why Apex has actually masked off the area to keep it unpainted, to keep those beads sharp and maximize your grip. Another thing that I actually ran into the other day while I was installing my new wheels, while you're at the track, you can sometimes be taking your wheels on and off quite a bit. So Apex has actually designed all of their wheels to accommodate larger or oversized race lugs and impact sockets. So this cutout here is a little bit larger to make that process as easy as possible. On some aftermarket wheels, they require smaller tuner lugs or thin-walled sockets. So Apex has pretty much thought of everything you need in a wheel while you're at the track. Apex also has a fantastic replacement program because they know you're gonna go out and use and abuse these. So if you happen to damage one, you can get a replacement for half the cost, so 50% off. I don't know of any other company that does that, so huge shout out to Apex on that. And that pretty much covers the majority of the new features, guys. If you are interested in picking up a set for yourself, I will leave a link to all the different fit and finishes down in the description. Let me know what you guys think. Maybe I should throw a set on my own car. But until then, I'll see you guys next time.